and welcome to the Rebelle Review Show. I'm your host, Alexander Rebelle, and I welcome you from the couch that I happen to be sitting at. Today I'm going to teach you how you can become a rock star. This is a systematic and in-depth tutorial that will teach you everything you need to know in order to rock out loud, and it starts right now. Step 1. Travel to Cleveland. In order for you to properly become a rock star, you'll need to go to the shores of Lake Erie to begin your journey into stardom. The road to fame will be long and challenging, but if you follow this tutorial, it will be much easier. And that brings us to step number 2. Purchase a gun and rob the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. If you want to be a rock star, you're going to need a guitar that's fit for a person of the stature you're going to have. You could go to your local pawn shop or music supply store and buy a guitar, but you're going to be a legend. You need a guitar that'll be worthy of your stardom. I just happen to have 2 legendary guitars that I stole from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I have both of them right here. This one belonged to Led Zeppelin's Jimmy Page, but it's mine now. And then this one over here belonged to Leonard Skinner's Alan Collins, but he's dead, so it's mine now also. So in summary, for step 2, you'll need a gun and you need to rob the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And that brings us to step number 3. Hit your head repeatedly with a hammer. Now that you have your guitar, you'll need to give yourself a traumatic brain injury. To do this, of course, you'll need a good hammer, like this one. A hammer like this is perfect. Give your head a few good whacks with a hammer like this, and you'll have all the brain damage you'll need to see into the future, which is your goal. You need to be able to see into the future if you want to complete this tutorial. And once you've given yourself a traumatic brain injury and you can see into the future, you'll proceed to step number 4. Become the leader of a cult. In order for you to become a rock star, you'll have to anoint yourself as a prophet sent by an ancient deity to spread the word of a new religion to the world. With your ability to see into the future, you will gain followers by telling of events that will happen, and you will then watch as those events happen just as you said they would. But in order to successfully run your cult, you'll need several things to help you along the way, and I just happen to have all those things right here. The first thing you'll need is a supply of hallucinogenic drugs, like this. This is a bottle of acid. You'll need about a dozen bottles just like this one in order to sufficiently take your followers on a journey through space and time. Of course, you won't be doing any of the acid yourself. You'll only give it to your followers, and when you do so, you'll tell them that the visions they see are of the great beyond. And while your followers are tripping, you'll use the second thing you'll need. Another gun. The gun is good. You needed a gun for step 2, but you'll also need a gun for step 3. But you'll need a bigger gun this time, like this one. This is a fully automatic submachine gun with a high-capacity magazine. A gun like this is what you'll need in order to defend yourself from federal agents because the United States government will do everything in its power to stop you from becoming a rock star. So you'll need to be properly armed in order to maintain your power over your growing base of followers. But you'll need more than just a gun to complete step 4. You'll also need an idol for your followers to worship. You'll need to convince your followers that some inanimate object is the spirit of their god. This, for example. This is just a souvenir from a gift shop in Egypt. But to your cult followers, it could be the spirit of their god. And they must bow down and worship it before they're struck down by the wrath of its supreme power. And once you've used all 3 things you'll need for step 4, you'll then proceed to step number 5. Take your cult to the South American jungle. You will travel with all of your followers to a secluded area in the Amazon jungle, where you will then construct a compound and begin devising a plan to control the world. Your plan will be simple. You will record music that will brainwash the world into following you as its supreme leader. But in order to do this, you'll have to contact my good friend and brainwashing expert, Dr. Victor. He is considered the authority on brainwashing in the field of psychology, so I'd like to introduce you to him now. Thank you, comrade. Not many people know Victor, also psychologist. But anyway, back in 1973, Soviet Kremlin asked Victor to conduct study for greater good of Mother Russia. Victor graciously accepted, and Soviet Kremlin tell Victor study technique of brainwashing through music with goal of spreading communism to United States. During study, Victor take political prisoner in Siberian Gulag and experiment with effect of different sound. Victor want to know if it's possible to control human mind with certain combination of tone and tempo. After 8 months study, Victor find that eventually prisoner in Gulag believe he is chicken when listening to song telling him he chicken. Of course, Victor did promise him freedom from Gulag if Stang make him believe he was chicken, but finding no less valid. Victor submit finding to Soviet Kremlin, and Victor hailed as hero of Soviet Union. So if you want to convince people to believe something with music, you have to promise them freedom from Siberian Gulag for music to have desired effect. Thank you. Thank you, Victor. So once you contact Victor to help you write songs that will brainwash the world into following your cult, you'll proceed to step number 6. Unleash your music on the world. You will take all of the songs you've recorded and put them on an album. You will then go on a world tour, spreading your religious doctrine to all corners of the earth. As you play more and more shows, you will gain more and more followers until you've enslaved every last person in the world to your will. And once you've done this, you will proceed to step number 7. Order your followers to consider you a rock star. Now that you have the entire world under the control of your cult, you can change the way the entire human population looks at you. You will tell them to refer to you as a rock star because that is the will of their God. And once the world looks at you and sees a rock star, you will be a rock star. And you will have completed this tutorial as well. And that's all the time we have for today. I'm Alexander Rebelle, and thank you for watching the Rebelle Review Show.